Welcome to Essential GRE Words Lesson 1, brought to you by UltimateVocabulary.com. Vernacular, noun, used in everyday speech. The French I learned at school is very different from the local vernacular of the village where I'm now living. Recede, verb, move back, retreat. As the boat picked up speed, the coastline receded into the distance until finally it became invisible. Remittance, noun, payment sent to a party in another place. He worked as a builder in Chicago and received remittances from his bank in Chicago. Disparage, verb, express a negative opinion of. The actor's work for charity has recently been disparaged in the press as an attempt to gain publicity. Ostensible, adjective, of motives or facts that are apparent but not necessarily real or true. Their ostensible goal was to clean up government corruption, but their real aim was to unseat the government. Sophistry, noun, elaborate, eloquent, but logically invalid arguments intended to deceive. Her argument that she wasn't being selfish was pure sophistry. Prescribe, verb, command against. The Broadcasting Act allows ministers to prescribe any channel that offends against good taste and decency. Ersatz, adjective, artificial and inferior. I'm allowed to eat ersatz chocolate made from carob beans, but it's a poor substitute for the real thing. Encapsulate, verb, contain the essential truths in. It was very difficult to encapsulate the story of the revolution in a single 1-hour documentary. Guise, noun, deceptive outward appearance of. The men who arrived in the guise of drug dealers were actually undercover police officers. Pragmatic, adjective, practical. In business, the pragmatic approach to problems is often more successful than an idealistic one. Aphorism, noun, expression of a general truth in a short witty saying. Oscar Wilde was famous for such aphorisms as, "Experience is the name everyone gives to their mistakes." Semblance, noun, appearance of things that is deceptive. The city has now returned to some semblance of normality after last night's celebrations. Spurious, adjective, not genuine. Some of the arguments in favor of shutting the factory are questionable and others downright spurious. Nefarious, adjective, wicked. The director of the company seems to have been involved in some nefarious practices, activities. Impetus, noun, force that keeps something moving. The recent publicity surrounding homelessness has given a fresh impetus to the cause. Vitriol, noun, sharp, spiteful speech, a highly corrosive acid. He is a writer who has often been criticized by the press, but never before with such vitriol. Viable, adjective, able to be continued living or being used. In order to make the company viable, it will unfortunately be necessary to reduce staffing levels. Posterity, noun, future generations of people. Every attempt is being made to ensure that these works of art are preserved for posterity. Transliterate, verb, rewrite a text using the same language but a different writing system. On the road signs, the Greek place names have been transliterated into the Latin alphabet. Misnomer, noun, name that misrepresents its meaning. It was the scruffiest place I've ever stayed in, so Hotel Royal was a bit of a misnomer. Subtext, noun, Implicit meaning in a piece of writing. The political subtext of her novel is a criticism of government interference in individual lives. Augury, noun, event seen as a sign of thing to come. The company's sales figures for the first 6 months are a good augury for the rest of the year. Vindicate, verb, shown to be correct or innocent. The decision to include Morris in the team was completely vindicated when he scored 3 goals. Invective, noun, abusive language used to express blame. A stream of invective from some sectors of the press continues to assail the government. Unflappable, adjective, not easily shocked. She's totally unflappable. You have to be when working in such a highly pressured environment. Virulent, adjective, very poisonous or infectious. A particularly virulent strain of flu has recently claimed a number of lives in the U.S. Aplomb, noun, composure under strain. Rosalind conducted the meeting with characteristic aplomb, with her usual aplomb. Unprecedented, adjective, of events where nothing similar has happened in the past. This century has witnessed environmental destruction on an unprecedented scale. The end. Congratulations, you have finished Lesson 1. For all 5 lessons, go to www.ultimatevocabulary.com/GRE.